How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video, and this time we're going with a deck profile for blue-yellow Jiren. Now, with this list, it might be similar to what stuff we've seen in Higher Dragon, because that's been like one of the popular things. Because as we saw, a lot of the events in America, and even with our webcam regional on the weekend, I've had quite a lot of showings with Higher Dragon. And this is something I've been this is a leader that I've enjoyed since it was released in set 9, and I've been trying to try out different aspects of it, but then when we had Mecha Frieza, that basically made it so there's no point in running any other color of any other yellow leader, because Mecha Frieza does anything any yellow deck did but better, unless you wanted to go even like against Sin Shenron. Like Sin Shenron had a good aggro version, but then when we got the more aggro version of Mecha Frieza with Bean and stuff, it was just mecha or nothing if you want to play yellow. But since it's been banned, yellow's opened up quite a bit on what you can do, and is still enjoyable. Like you've got aggro Sin, which should have a deck profile come up soon as well, so all this week, because that's another deck there. Even though it got indirectly, it got hit on the ban list with cards that aren't that much missed, but it's still a very strong deck. And for me, one of my favourite ones is Jiren. Give it a try, because it can be played any different colour. You can play it mono yellow, you can play it red yellow, which has got a bit more support for red yellow stuff, because the red Universe 11 stuff we got in the last set, Cross Spirits. You can also play it blue yellow, like we're doing now, and also play it green yellow, which I'll try and get deck lists up for a red yellow version, mono yellow version, and also a green yellow version, because they're all viable, I feel, for the upcoming format, and they're all quite fun to play. So with this one, if you don't know what the Jiren does, if you didn't play back up to set 9, basically what Jiren does is he's got an effect where when you attack, you can take a life, and then you can choose a card in your life to take it, and you get one or two effects. You either draw a card and gain 5k, so it makes it a draw 1 15k attack, or you can choose up to one Universe 11 card with energy cost of 2 or less in your hand. So you've got a few targets for this. So the main target you're going to go for is Binary Blade Casserole, because that can cheat out these two little 1-drops. So it helps you get your units versus 9s on board, because of its Awaken side. And it's got the standard of when you ask 4 or less Awaken, but it's got the middle ground for Awaken, where you when you do get the 4 life and Awaken, which you can easily do with a leader having itself working bit built in, is untap 1 and draw 1. And then on its Awaken side, is when it attacks, you draw 1 and gain 5k, so it becomes a 20k swing when you draw, and it has a lot of sustainability and durability with the Activate Battle, where if you choose one card in your life and that's your hand, until the start of your next main phase, as long as you have a Universe 11 card in play, you don't take damage from your opponent's attacks. Now it's very easy to pull off because of this Kunchi here, where what's on board, it's got a permanent where all your Universe 11 cards with energy cost of 2 or less in your battle area gain barrier. So normal play is to play, as you swing with this, play your casserole. That trigger, when it's played, you play one cost Universe 11 battle card from your deck, which is one of these two. Normally it's going to be the Kunchi first, and then it comes up with skills negated, but as soon as you pass your turn, its permanent's back alive, and these both have barrier. And as you know, having barrier on a card makes it hard to interact with, and it's because it's going to never go in rest mode, it can stay inactive, unless your opponent has a skill on a battle cards or a leader or something that allows them to attack battle cards in active mode. They're not going to be run over, and they're going to stay there for a while. And we only play one unison, so the unison choice is Mecha Gabura, because it's a very powerful unison for yellow, and you can easily last till turn 4 to drop it. Now, one thing you got to watch out for is if you're playing against a yellow deck or a blue deck, and they have blue-yellow energy and have 2 energy in tap, you got to watch out just in case they have the new Zamasu, the Eliminator, because that'll stop it from being played, and you'll pay all that energy and get nothing out of it. So that's why we only play 2, because if you can drop safely, it's very strong. If you're playing against a green or red deck, it's very, very strong. But the one thing you got to watch out for in this format is Zamasu limiter, which can stop it from coming out. But if you can pay it for 5, because then it can't be touched, because then it becomes a 5 cost, That's being played, not 4 cost, because unisons you need to pay a specified cost, but whatever you pay for it is what the cost is when it's coming down. And as a mastery limit, it only hits 4 or less. And it's got very strong effects where it's a blocker, it's got 2 marker skills and 1 auto. But the auto is if you lose the marker, you get to tap one of your opponent's battle cards down. So it could be energy, leader, or battle card. It's got a +1 when you draw a card to get you some more advantage, more cards. And then you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignore a barrier, and keep it tapped until the end of your opponent's next turn. And its -4 is take one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to active mode. But that doesn't go for barrier, but it's still a strong effect to take. If your opponent drops a secret rare and they leave it there, you can always steal it unless it has barrier. Now we've already gone over Casserole and Kunchi for the U11 package in the deck. So we play 4 Casserole because you want to see it as soon as possible with leader, because it plays itself and then plays a Kunchi, gets all set up on board, and you want to see it as many as you can before you awaken to get them dropped by the leader's effect. Kunchi will also play 4 of it because it's one you want on board as soon as possible to give barrier to all of them. And if you have 2 Kunchis, it's hard for your opponent to remove them because they got to get rid of 2 things with barrier on board to then take barrier off the rest and get rid of them. And then we play 3 of Volley. It's just a 1-drop blocker, and it's just helpful for if you get these on board. It's just nice to block attacks, so you don't have to, like, if you have a turn after you awaken where you don't use your leader's ability, that means you've got more turns. That means adds on the amount of turns you can survive until before going to 1. And so we can reoccur things like reoccur Devon after it's blocked and stuff. We have Jiren Brother Universe 11. This is a promo card from back of set 9. Not too difficult to get. And basically its effect is you discard it from your hand, choose up the 2 1-drop Universe 11 cards from your drop, and play one of the skills and get it for the turn. So the main thing you want to do is if you have basically one of each of these or 2 Vons in the deck after they've blocked, bring it back from the drop, so that way you've got either 2 new blockers that you've paid 0 energy for to help defend, or a Kunchi and Vaughn. And then we have the big boss for the Universe 11 package, which is Jiren Absolute Justice. The reason I want this in because it's such a powerful card, and it's unless you're playing against blue, you're going to be dropping it without any hassle, because no one can really stop this unless they've got. Well, I don't think there's anything off the top of my head. There's nothing outside of blue that can stop it from coming down. Outside of the black counterplay, which I can't remember, but it's a quad strike, so if it connects, it's doing 4 damage. And it's not going to be paying 10 for it because it's permanent, where you reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each Universe 11 card in your battle area, but you must pay the specified cost. So turn 5, if you got 5 Universe 11 cards on board, you can get it down to 5 cost, so it can come down on turn 5. And when it does come down on turn 5, it has an auto of when you play this card, choose all your opponent's battle cards and energy in rest mode and place it in the drop area. So your opponent's completely tapped down and you play this. If they tapped all their energy, that's it, you wipe all their energy. So you are on turn 5, you're going to try and swing with a quad striker to kill them, and they have no energy. So even if they do survive the turn, they charge 1, that's it, they've got 1 energy. So they're set back quite a few turns. And then for our blue-yellow package, is a standard what you see in most decks. We've got the Bojack there because it can be is 1 you would charge, and when you got a Bojack card in your energy, because you're either going to be charging a Violent Rush or another copy of this. What is a Bojack in your energy? Its energy exhaust is negated, and its combo cost is reduced by 1, so it becomes a free blue-yellow 5k combo, which then allows you to rival in this Bojack, which has Aegis, and when it does trigger Aegis, you draw 1. If you don't know what Aegis is, it is during your defensive step in attack. So when you normally attack, you have if it's your turn when you declare attack, you have you both have a combo step. Yours goes first before your opponent has their. Then you have your turn player combo step. Then your opponent has their opponent's combo step, and it's only in your combo step that you can activate this, but you can only activate this defensively during your turn. So if you can't activate it offensively during your opponent's turn when you're attacking, you can only activate it during your defensive combo step, which is during your turn, where to trigger, you discard either a blue and a yellow card, or a card that's both blue-yellow, to then untap 2 energy, any 2 energy as well. And then we have Zamasu Eliminator. So this is the card that's defining and make the reason why the blue-yellows Gohan Icarus deck is so popular and so strong is because of this card itself, where it's got energy source and indestructible. It's a counterplay where you play this card, and if the card being played has an energy cost of 4 or less, it turns it in his hand instead. And because it only says the card being played, not battle card or specifying what card, it hits unisons and as well battle cards. So that's why we say about watching out against the same colored decks before playing Meki Kabura, because it can easily be stopped. And while they're paying 2 energy, you're paying 4, so they get an energy advantage there. And it's got a very strong permanent, which makes things like DBS Difficult God obsolete, because if you have its permanent is if you have a never blue-yellow multicolor card in your energy, they get this card's energy source skill in all areas. So it's an amazing card. So it makes the DBS obsolete because it also draws, but it's also of when it's played, you draw 1 card and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to rest mode. So it does everything that DBS Difficult God does, but it also has a counterplay skill, which is very strong to boot. And then the last one, we have a super combo choice. We have for Zamasu Sacred Disbelief. This is because it's a great card for helping control your opponents down by tapping their leader down. If they don't swing the leader first, and they're not attacking unison, you can combo this, tap the leader down, punch them, or stop them from getting the draw. And because of Lord Slug in the meta being a very strong card in yellow, making it so if it's on board in rest mode and you've got another battle card in play, which normally in this deck, you're always going to have a Universe 11 along with this. It means your opponent can't draw outside the leader, and that's why we're going for that. Zamasu instead of a draw combo leader, because this deck draws quite enough as it is. And speaking of Lord Slug, we are playing 3 copies because it's such a powerful card. We're not playing the 1-drop as well because space. I could probably make space for them, but they're just cantrips. I can then play this, and if you have the 1-drop without the 3-drop, it's not great, and it's fine at the moment to just play 3 for this, as long as you're watching out. Well, depending, except if you're against blue or yellow, and you're watching what energy your opponent has. Opponents is out. There's a 20k barrier 3-drop with a permanent bond 2 of when this card is in rest mode, your opponent can add cards from the deck to their hand using non-leader card skills. So it shuts out a lot of decks from drawing from outside sources of the leader. Then we play 2 Barnock Great 8 because it's a very strong card, combo card, and it's you can easily have access to this at any point because of the fact that if you have a Bojack on board, you discard a blue-yellow, untap 2 energy, now you can combo this to then hopefully out-combo the attack, play this card, tap something down, a battle card, and then draw 1, and then have a 20k double striker. And then since it's limited, we only have 1 of Bergamo versus Roar. This is a very strong card where you can pay 2 energy, with at least 1 being yellow, to activate its first level skill, where when your opponent's cards in rest mode is when one of your opponent's cards is switched to rest mode, play it. Then when it is played, because the leader's yellow, you get to choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and/or energy, ignoring Baron switching to rest mode. So it gives a bit of control, and it's very easy to pull off in this with the Zamasu Super Combo and a Power Super Saiyan, which we'll get into in a minute. And help out with some decks, because we have some decks in the meta which are using extra cards. You got King Cold in the meta and things like that. We are playing 2 of Son Goku Absolute Annihilation because it's a very strong card. Has Deflect Barrier, which is not going to be stopped from coming down, and it's going to be hard to interact with. And the nice thing about it is also a 5k combo with 0 cost, so it's not dead in your hand at any point as well. And the reason we run 2 of it is because of its permanent, where if your leader card is yellow, your opponent can't activate extra cards unless they switch 1 energy to rest mode. This means if your opponent's tapped out and they try to play one of those free negates, ones that could take a life instead, they cannot do it because they need to tap an energy as a cost to be able to activate the card. Then Secret Rare Choice, we play 1 Supreme Kai of Supreme Kai Space Time Unraveler. Is the best generic Secret Rare, and it helps in things like with yellow, they have a hard time dealing with unisons, so this is a good secret rare to help push pressure, come down quite easily, and then remove the opponent's board, including a unison as well. And in the pseudo secret of the deck, we have is True Shadow and Mystery. Now the format has gone on a lot longer because of the fact that the ban lists hit and punish a lot of aggro decks. Nowadays, for this format now, we can play till at least till like turn 6-7, and this is a very powerful card to drop late game because when it's overwhelmed, when it's played using Overwhelm, which is it for tapping 6 and having 10 cards in your warp and your drop to warp, your opponent can't activate skills on cards other than the leader until the beginning of your next turn. So when you drop this, you don't have to worry about any effects to activate. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop permanents, but it stops any effects from activating, like negates, super combos, things like that, blockers, and give you a 30k double striker and make it so you can, if you've got a board already, push hard on your kill turn as well. Then for extra cards, we have free Power to Super Saiyan. This is normally just a free draw because of its permanent. It says that if you have one or more mono yellow energy in active mode, you can activate this card's activate battle skill in your hand without paying its energy cost. And the activate battle card skill is if your leader is mono yellow, which ours is, you draw a card, then you choose one of your opponent's unisons or battle cards, which is the rest mode, then you can't play another copy of this card for the turn. So that's really good. And this is why you can trigger the Bergamo very, very easily, where if you have 2 energy open, you play this for free because the permanent is fulfilled, draw a card, tap down a unison or battle card, and then you meet the conditions for Bergamo to play itself. And it can also be used as a counter attack, negate as well, for energy if you ever need be. So that's that utility. And then we have for the last card, free Vegeta's Final Flash. This is a meta-defining card in my opinion for a yellow, and the existence of this card along with yellow being so prominent in the meta makes it so a lot of different deck strategies are obsolete. Like as you know, my favorite deck is Veku Ramp, which rolls around getting Veku out, blocking an attack with it, getting killed, so it can then grab back the 2 pieces it used for Union Fusion and ramping you up by 2 energy. Because of this card, being able to remove even through barrier the skills in the battle card, it makes it so decks are out and obsolete. So if you have a strategy where you're relying heavily on something that has barrier, this card easily puts a stop to that effect, and it negates all effects on the card, even permanents. And the reason for that is it's got 2 skills. Activate battle, where if your leader card is yellow, you choose it to one of your leader cards or battle cards, it gets 15k power for the duration of the battle. So do note that this doesn't work on a unison because it specifically says leader card or battle cards, so you can't use this on an attack with your unison. And an additional effect it has if your leader card is all yellow, so even if you've got a dual color in, as long as all your energy have at least the color yellow in them, when you activate this card, you choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and negate its skills for the duration of the turn. So you get a nice boost on a card swing, as long as it's a leader or a battle card, and you also get to stop these skills on something. So if your opponent's got, in the mirror, if your opponent's got a Violent Rust Bojack and you swing, trigger this, negate the skills on their Violent Rust Bojack, they cannot trigger it, and because even then you can custom unique if they wanted a rival never one in, because of unique on the skill on the ones in the hand, they still can't play it. So that is the list. It is quite similar to most of the Gohan list, but I feel it's got a bit of an edge. It's got because the U9 stuff and Absolute Justice Jiren, I thought it's a good contender, and I think I'm looking forward to trying out and playing for this upcoming format for yellow. But anyway, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like to let me know you enjoyed it and liked watching it. Comment down below if there's any questions you have about the deck or anything I went over that was incorrect, so I can correct it in future. And lastly, feel free to subscribe if you want to keep updated with my videos as and when they drop, and it helps out the channel a lot. So once again, thank you, and see you in the next one.